Hello everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video on my custom Batman figures. I've had several people ask me about them and I just wanted to kind of show and tell how I built them and what I used. I'll start off with the first one I did. This is pretty simple. I just used a Mezco head. The cape is from the Batman Flash movie from McFarlane. Yeah, I done nothing to the head. That's just simply from my Mezco. For the body, the main body is the McFarlane Flash movie Batman. Arms, but I had several NECA Batmans. I used the belt, the chest armor, the gauntlets, and the foot protectors, shin guards. The hands are from McFarlane. But yeah, this was a really simple build. It wasn't too bad at all. My next one is the McFarlane 89 Batman that came with the Batmobile. This is not the original head. We all know that this looked awful. He could have done better. There's just no excuse for this compared to what he's put out for the others that look almost identical. This is just horrible. The neck is way too thin and the sculpt is very weak. So I added a custom cape. The body is stock, but I made a head. This is a cast that I made from my Mezco, but I added articulation in the neck to prove that it could be done and still look normal. I just got it magnetized on there. Proper thickness on the neck. I kind of left the colors because I liked them. They reminded me of the Kenner from back in the day. For my Returns Batman, he was a little bit more complicated. A lot more went into him. First, I used the cast that I'd made of my Mezco. What I did with him, the Returns cowl is a lot skinnier, a lot more form-fitting than compared to the 89 version. Of course, I added the new emblem. I had to shave down the profile and do a little bit more sculpt work, mainly just sanding, I guess you'd say, on the brow. For the body, it's a mixture of a little bit of everything. I used the belt from a Mezco, from a NECA. The torso is from Flash movie Young Barry. The arms are from the McFarlane Batman. I redone the talons. The lower torso is from the Mezco, or I keep wanting to say Mezco, from the McFarlane Batman. I think he turned out quite nice and it looks really good. I did not add articulation in the neck because I really just don't like the articulation on the 89 Batman. I don't think it needs it. It just makes it look so much better without it. The next thing I made, I used a Nightfall Catwoman to make a Catwoman. It's kind of ironic. I had to, well, the body was pretty close. I had to do the corset. Get it to focus. The head sculpt was decent, but of course I had to redo the ears. And of course I added all the stitching. I had to add the boot laces. I trimmed the stock whip down to be more manageable. Pretty fair likeness, not too bad. And before I forget, going back to 89 Batman, I made my first Joker out of a 3 Jokers comedian, I think it was. I had to resculpt this shirt and vest. I made the pistol from scratch. I also have a unhatted head sculpt. And I think he looks great. I've decided not to paint the pants, so it's not exactly 100% movie accurate. I just kind of like the purple with the stripes. I also made the museum Joker right after Vicky Veil throws the water in his face and his makeup's melting off of him. I used a Mattel, I can't remember, classic Joker body. I really didn't do anything with that. It's mainly just in the head sculpt and the hat itself. Getting a good focus is tricky. I think I captured it decent. Okay, getting back to Returns Batman. Finding a Christopher Walken head is a little tricky. So I was looking through and I found a McFarlane Dune figure with old Christopher Walken. And yeah, he looks old, but a Christopher Walken head is a Christopher Walken head. I used a 3 Jokers criminal for the body. I just think Max Schreck doesn't get enough attention in the movies. He was a pretty cool character. Now I just have done these, just got these done. For Batman Returns, a lot of people are using the latest Riddler body from McFarlane, but it's way too muscular. It just doesn't look like Jim Carrey. I thought and searched, and I finally found Project Superman from McFarlane. And that figure, not only is it just basically a repaint, you don't have to do any main sculpting, but it's Jim Carrey. It looks just like Jim Carrey's body, just like he would be wearing a bodysuit. I made his cane. And you can contort this body to just about anything Jim Carrey could do. Next is Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. And again, I used a Two-Face body to make a Two-Face. I used the Dark Knight Rises Two-Face. I had to resculpt and fill in all the damage on his suit. But other than that, I mean, the body type is about the same. I replaced his hand. I made the bigger boot. Get close up. I think it captures Tommy Lee Jones pretty good. McFarlane, if it's good for nothing else, it's good for fodder. Most of his figures are good for fodder. Oh, and I did forget. I made Vicky Veil, because she definitely gets no attention in figure form. I hadn't really thought about making a Vicky Veil too awful much until I passed by and I seen the new Supergirl figure, and the hair, just the face, was almost as close as you're going to get to Kim Basinger, and especially as close as McFarlane's ever going to get. I did redo the hair, added some extra sculpt in that. The body is from a Starlighter figure from NECA. Is it Starlight? Starlighter. It's one of them from The Boys. I had to shave down the legs to get rid of her boots, redo her shoes, and all her upper torso is sculpey and most of the dress. The dress is actually a part from a Toy Biz Doc Ock, movie Doc Ock from 2002. Slight repaint on the head. And of course, Mr. Freeze from the latest McFarlane line, which I've already put a video up of him. But what I did, I put, what is the word, lenticular vinyl. Kind of it reflects light really good. And I give it a repaint using Molotow liquid chrome. Repainted his head. I also made a mold and recast, and I made a open mouth grunting head. Basically what I done when the resin was still soft, I took my razor knife, poked into his mouth, opened it up, sculpted teeth in. I haven't really worked with getting the ball peg working really good yet. That's to come later. I want to do one with the goggles too eventually. And of course, I didn't make the head, the 3D head, but I did do all the painting. I made a Val Kilmer. And an unmasked George Clooney. Getting the light to catch it just right. And that's pretty much all of them, guys. Until the next one, I don't know exactly which ones I want to build next, but you guys will be the first to know. And thank you for watching. Until next time.